Alright, you guys, so there you have it, a full makeup from Hourglass, the Ambient Collection. I mean, my oh my, does this soft focus doesn't blow my mind like up. Hello, gorgeous, beautiful stars! Paris Star Channel here welcomes you with a new and possibly a very exciting episode because, guys, we are continuing the saga of Hourglass. I promised you 3 episodes in a series when we're diving and exploring the collection from Hourglass. We've explored the Veil collection, and today is a second episode out of the 3 planned, which is exploration of Hourglass with a super unique and one of its kind, the Ambient collection. So what do I have to test? What do I have to be featured? Obviously, super famous Hourglass Ambient Foundation, as well with some super famous ambient powders in the form of a finishing powder and in the form of the super famous face palettes with the blushes, highlighters, bronzers and finishing powders. And we have some tools, some brushes from the Ambient collection as well. All is here, all is ready to be played. And yeah, this is what is going to happen today. So guys, if this is something that interests you, please tune in to my channel, to the party, where we celebrate diversity. Diversity makes us all different, gorgeous and beautiful. Let's start today's episode, and today's episode is all about the Hourglass with its unique and one-of-the-kind ambient collection. Alright guys, and so here we are, back ready to start this episode. As I've said, we are exploring the Ambient collection from Hourglass, a unique, one-of-its-kind collection with the products that are supposed to give you a perfection soft focus effect to your makeup, something that Hourglass is very famous and known. I don't think that any of the brand managed to dupe the formulation when it comes to this soft focus effect in the makeup, either in the foundation that they have or in the powder formulations that they have. We are going to check this out because, guys, I'm over 40 years old, my skin is normal to dry, and powder formulas, we don't like each other very well. Let's just be honest. My dry areas I right over here, and whenever they're accentuated I can see fine lines and wrinkles, so I switched from the powder formulas into the creams. But as I've said, the ambient powder formulations are one of its kind, and today we're going to talk about it. So guys, let's give a deep dive into the subject, into the Ambient collection, and first we're going to start with the foundation. The foundation from Hourglass Ambient, mine is in the shade 3. Before I'm going to start anything, let's quickly jump into the website and read the details about this foundation, about this product. So we are on the official Hourglass Cosmetics website, and what do we read? When it comes to details, a whiteless liquid foundation that delivers 16-hour medium buildable coverage with a natural soft glow finish inspired by the iconic Ambient Lightning collection. This long-wearing formula is infused with blurring spheres that provide a light diffusing effect, minimizing the look of imperfections for skin that looks smooth, even and glowing in any light. The fluid texture is easily blendable and delivers a second skin finish for a complexion that looks seamless and lit from within. Great. And then when it comes to the features and benefits, we read that it blurs imperfections, minimizes the looks of pores, fine lines and wrinkles, 16-hour wear, natural soft glow finish, transfer resistant, resistant to humidity and sweat, blue light protection, non-acnegenic, non-comedogenic, vegan and cruelty free. Awesome. And then we have something like the key ingredients: light diffusing pigments, deliver a natural soft focus finish and help protect against blue light. It was a thing back then. I don't know if it's still a thing now. Blurring sphere, minimize the looks of imperfection, fine lines and wrinkles, and provides a natural soft glow. Antioxidants help protect against free radicals, infused with white tea extract and vitamin E. Very interesting, very interesting. And then we have proven results. And based on consumer tests, they said that the foundation feels weightless. It provides a smooth, even finish. It gives a soft focus finish. It feels breathable, comfortable. Imperfections are blurred. Skin is more moisturized. Interesting. We're going to check it out. Said it is easy blendable. So when it comes to the formulation, or what is not formulated without, this is the formulation that doesn't have alcohol, gluten, parabens, phthalates, synthetic fragrance and talc, which is actually very cool. So then the question, I suppose the main question, is what it is formulated with. And I'm going to tell you something about the ingredients, because, you know, an internet is a vast knowledge. When it comes to the ingredients, you can study it if you want. And I always want to prepare myself for this episode and tell you about the ingredients to raise an awareness. What are you putting on your face and keeping on your face for hours? You know, I am not an expert by any means. This is my disclaimer. I'm just a person that does the research while preparing for my episodes, and this is my own opinion about the ingredients that I study while preparing for the episode. So I mark the ingredients that are, in my opinion, worth mentioning. So guys, right now you can see the whole ingredients list of the ambient foundation from the Hourglass. And what do we see? We start with water. Which is basically you know, it's a normal standard ingredient that can be found in the foundations. Then the next ingredient that I marked is glycerin, and it's very high up, which is a good news because this is a wonderful moisturizing ingredient. So any long wear foundation that has glycerin, it's a good news, especially for people who have a normal to dry skin, aging skin. It's not gonna dry us, it's not gonna suck the life out of us. It's a good news. And then it's an ingredient that I've never heard of, and it's called tribehenin. And what it is, this is an ingredient of a synthetic origin. It is an emollient ingredient that keeps moisture in the skin. And then another ingredient that I would like to talk about, it's the tocopherol acetate, and it's known for its antioxidant properties, which help protect the skin from environmental stressors such as pollution and UV radiation. Additionally, it is often used in skincare products due to its ability to improve skin texture, reduce the appearance of fine lines, and promote healthy looking skin. Then we have another ingredient, interesting, which is called Caesalpina spinosa fruit extract. What is it? Caesalpina spinosa fruit, karanja in Ayurveda, comes from a tara tree which grows in Andes. It prevents the skin from dehydration and boosts the skin barrier with moisture. It helps maintain cell viability and also act as a powerful antioxidant. a very interesting ingredient, guys, in this foundation. Then another ingredient that I marked and I think it's interesting and worth noting, it's a Kappa ficus alvarezi extract. It is also known as elk horn sea moss, and it is a red algae. The seaweed is rich in carrageenans. So many strange names, guys. A natural linear sulfated polysaccharides with excellent gel forming and film forming after application properties. Carrageen form a veil on the skin surface, reducing transdermal water loss. Even from the first application of a formulation with elkhorn sea moss extract, it smooths fine lines and deep wrinkles, revealing lifted, fine and subtle surfaces. I suppose it is a very interesting ingredient when it comes to the foundation. Elkhorn sea moss extract contains natural antioxidants and protects skin from UV-induced damage and oxidative stress. Awesome. And then, guys, we go to another ingredient, which is the tocopherol. And tocopherol is a very interesting ingredient, has multiple benefits for the skin, from conditioning them deeply to protecting them from harmful rays of the sun. Tocopherol in cosmetics is a pure form of vitamin E with strong antioxidant properties, important role in neutralizing free radicals, moisturizing the skin, and effectively improving skin aging. When it comes to the skincare, it acts as a skin conditioning agent in skincare products. Apart from deeply hydrating the skin, it also strengthens the skin's barrier and protects it from harm. Tocopherol has also been proven to reduce hyperpigmentation on the skin. It is its role is an antioxidant and skin conditioning. And then we have something that is called Camellia sinensis leaf extract. And what it is, guys, we have an extract of green tea leaves with powerful antioxidant properties. Leaves from the tea in the foundation. This is something that I hardly ever find in any cosmetics. Although let's dive in and see what these green tea leaves can do in a cosmetics like the foundation. It is an antioxidant, and green tea extract is one of the most studied botanical extract in skincare. In dozens of studies, it has demonstrated antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial properties. It's also able to fight UV damage and reduce redness. Green tea extract has been found to have significant anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial effects, both of which make green tea extract an excellent treatment for breakouts. Green tea extract was able to decrease excess sebum production, making it ideal for oily skin type. In addition to its potent effects, it's also highly gentle and no irritating, and it is typically tolerated even by the very sensitive skin. When blended into skincare formulations, it can provide UV protection and antioxidant properties, combating free radicals skin damage, and contains anti-inflammatory benefits and can soothe the skin. When it comes to its function, and the ingredients list, it is astringent, tonic, antioxidant, emollient, humectant, UV absorber, antifungal agent, antibacterial agent, and fragrance ingredients. And then we have titanium dioxide and iron oxidase, which basically it is a pigment. So guys, to summarize, we have some actives. But then a major part of the foundation, those are the ingredients that are used to formulate the product, to give its consistency and to give its viscosity. And there are quite a lot, like silicones, for example. And I don't know if any kind of an active ingredient that is on the bottom of this ingredients list will be able to penetrate through such kind of a consistency, such kind of a formulation that is used to formulate the product. There are silicones over here. So, you know, I can't be mad about this foundation because about this ingredients list from this foundation, because this foundation is not claiming to be a skin caring foundation. They tried to apply some of the skin caring ingredients, which is good, which is moisturizing, which is protective, antioxidant. How would they work? It's really hard to say, because as I said, the major upper part of the ingredients are used to formulate the product to give its consistency as viscosity. Okay guys, so phew, the class is closed. The class is closed, and right now let's go to the most interesting and fun part, which is the application of the makeup. Okay guys, so let's start to play with makeup, the best part. So we're going to start with a foundation, and this is this foundation which is called the Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation, and I don't know if you can see it. Mine is in the shade 3. This is how the product looks like, and we're having a 30 milliliters of product, which is a standard capacity. And then when it comes to longevity, we're getting 12 months of the shelf life. So if you would like to unbox it, we would like to open it. This is the foundation, and I guess the ambient collection is a little bit inconsistent because they're introducing lots of gold these days in the caps. These caps are not gold. But hey, it's a little bit of a detail, and now it has a pump. A typical, you know, a typical foundation. Nothing really major, nothing really mind-blowing when it comes to the packaging. Okay? And as I've said, mine foundation is in the shade 3, as well as the tint from the Veil collection. It is number 3 as well. And then what do they do? Actually they're proposing to apply this foundation with their special brush from the Ambient collection as well. So here we have it, the Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation brush. This is how the product looks like, and guys, yeah, I guess, you know, to have the most accurate test, I like sometimes to expand and to buy something extra in the form of the tools and apply and use these tools to apply the foundation. So this is how the brush looks like, and it's a very interesting brush, very nice, very soft. It imitates the thumb, as you can see. This is how it looks like from that angle. This is how it looks like from that angle, and I am a freak. I mean, a geek when it comes to brushes. I love brushes, and especially the angled brushes, and I'm very happy that I have a chance to have some from the Hourglass collections, because so far so good. They're really very nice. Good. I'm ahead a little bit of my thought. So let's take this foundation, and I have a palette right over here, and let's squeeze one pump. This is how the shade 3 looks like. Very nice. Very nice. It is rather goes on the thicker side. And then I'm going to apply this on one side of my face. I still have some left. I'm taking the clean brush. And now I'm going to spread it with a brush and see what will happen. I am a fan of oh, there's a coverage in here, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. I mean, I am a very big oh my gosh. Okay. I might be repeating myself, but I am a very big fan of the light coverage, you know. I personally think that I'm a very big fan of beautifying myself, which means that I like to expose my beauty instead of cover my beauty. So a full coverage and medium, even medium coverage type of a foundation is not necessarily a way to go for my personal taste, but we're going to see. It spreads very nice. It gives me a nice coverage. Doesn't really cancel me, so allow me to approach. This is how it looks like with a foundation. It blended really very nice, and this is how it looks like my skin with a skincare from Ole Hendrickson, and my skin is already prepped and primed with products from Charlotte Tilbury, a little bit of a sunscreen, and yes, the shade is not exactly matchy, but I guess if you are into Hourglass, you are aware that their undertones, they're just a little bit off, or very much off. Sometimes they're very warm tone yellow, sometimes they're very very orangey, very peachy, and stuff like that. So I was standing on the stand over there in front of Hourglass and for hours, and I couldn't decide which is my shade. Eventually, I decided to go with 3, and then we're gonna add some colors, and we're gonna see how it is going to look like. So yes, this is the shade number 3. This is a face covered with half of the pump. There is definitely lots of a pigment, and there is some sort of a very nice glow. Skin is kind of smooth. Absolutely. A little bit blurred. Very nice effect. And this is the natural skin. Good. Now we're going to take then the second half of the pump and apply it to the second. So it looks like one pump is more than enough, guys, okay? I suppose I could build it, but then, do I need it? Not necessarily, you know? I don't really, I don't want to put too much. We're going to see. I'm not having any concealer today because, my under eye area is having a break. It's having a little bit of a pause. Concealer definitely they tire my skin, so today I am not going to do anything in my under eye area. I'm going to leave it like that. Maybe just what it's left, I'm going to do something like that. It's because this foundation is alcohol free, so this foundation is safe to put in the under eye area. Very nice effect to the skin. And now what I like to do sometimes, I like to take just a little bit of a foundation, just like so. As you can see, just a little. Put it like that on the palette. Take a clean beauty blender. Pick up that what I've just put on the palette, so that the beauty blender is going to soak the product from here and not from my face, and even everything out. Because I don't know, everyone has its own experience, but for me, a damp beauty blender does some sort of a magic. It's kind of like a cherry on a cake, you know? A final touch, but a very good touch that blends everything seamlessly all together. And this is how I love it. And since I already put some products from the palette on the sponge is not going to soak the product that is on my face. Good. Nice. Okay, allow me to approach so that you can see it. I put, a moderate layer, not too much, not too little, so there are still some imperfections peeking through. They're not fully covered, but I like that type of a coverage. So what I see right now directly straight from the application is that my skin is definitely perfected, that my skin is airbrushed. There is slight blur that I can see, and I love it. I mean, so far so good. Good. So right now let's go into another step, and I suppose Hourglass is very famous of its unique powder formulas. I guess no one managed to dupe this formula. These powders from Hourglass, they're not super powerfully setting, but they give you a very nice finish to the skin, radiance and blur and soft focus. So this is what are we going to do right now. We are going to use an ambient powder from Hourglass, and this is ambient lightning powder, and mine is in the shade diffused light. This is how the product looks like, and my oh my, for years this has been my favorite powder of all times to use, to give me that kind of a soft focus, because Hourglass is the king and queen of soft focus. In my opinion, no one does the powders the way that the Hourglass does. What do I mean? The Hourglass ambient powders, they give you radiance, but they're not highlighters on your face. And this is the soft focus, what it's all about. It's kind of like blurred, but your skin. Very interesting effect. And then, when you unbox it, I have this powder for a very long time. I'll be absolutely honest with you, and we like each other a lot. The diffuse light. If I'm gonna finish the diffuse light, I might probably jump into the ethereal light, because I think that the ethereal would be better on my skin tone. And then I went extra, because I would be myself if I wouldn't went extra. They actually have a super duper incredible and unique brush from the Ambient Collection to apply the ambient powders. So there it is. There it is, the powder, the brush, which is called Ambient Powder Brush from Hourglass. This is how the product looks like. And yeah, let's unbox it. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a whirl and see what is this brush all about. Because I am very curious, guys. I am absolutely very curious how it is going to perform. So there is a box, and now we're opening, and oh, cool. Okay. Wow. Okay. What do we have here? Oh, there's a... Wait. There it is. So there is a brush. A very nice and soft brush. Very interesting. Very interesting. And then it comes with a pouch. I love such things. I love the details. Like when it comes to detail, I'm like, yeah, the details. I love it. So there you go, the pouch, and I suppose, yeah, you can fit the brush right over here. Close the pouch. I think it's magnetic. And there you have it. Very interesting. Very interesting. And when it comes to this powder, allow me to say one thing. When it comes to powders from Hourglass, you have setting powders and the finishing powders. So sometimes people are asking, what's the difference between the setting powder and the finishing powder? The setting powder is setting your makeup, locks your makeup, and at the same time increases the longevity. This is the purpose of the setting powder. While the fixing powder adds an effect to your skin, which means in that particular situation, when it comes to ambient, they give you a fix that gives you that's kind of a special soft focus finish, which is slightly reflecting the light, gives you a very slight radiance while, you know, smoothing and blurring your skin. This is the difference between, in my opinion, setting powder and a fixing powder. And the one from the ambient is a fixing powder. Good. So with that being said, allow me to take this unique hourglass, oh my gosh, what is happening with my brain? Please excuse me. I'm going to take this hourglass brush, and we're supposed to sweep just like so, and add powder. Okay. Okay, it is adding. It is adding. Something is happening. Good. And now we're going to sweep and add this kind of a unique fix to my skin. Although I'll be absolutely honest with you, first I like to press the powder, which means that I would prefer to press it to my skin and then sweeping it, because I'm afraid that I might wipe some of the products, liquid products that are already laying on my face. But if they're saying that this is the way to go, we're going to do it just like that. And put it all over my face. Good. Do I need more? I wonder. Last dip. Very interesting tool. I love such things. I'm such a gadget type of a person. Good. But I guess, guys, I mean, you can see it from a close-up. Everything looks perfected, looks blurred. It is that kind of a soft focus. So far, so good. I wonder about the longevity of the product we're going to see, and we're going to test it out. Good. Now, let's jump onto the next product. The next product that I would like to talk about from the Hourglass Ambient Collection would be a super famous face palette. These face palettes, they appear usually once per year, but if you would be observing Hourglass and belong to their community, should I say, sometimes you have those kind of invitations for special promotions. Especially this year, they relaunched some of the palettes from the past. And when I tried it years ago, especially this one is really very old, I fell in love with it because it is that kind of a super unique formula in the powder that smooths, that blurs, that gives you a color without accentuating any kind of a texture, and I personally love it. So let's go back to the past. This is a really very old palette, discontinued probably, you can't buy it anymore, and it is the Ambient Lightning Edit Volume 4 from Hourglass. Volume 4! This is how the product looks like, and yeah, I guess when I tried it for the first time, I definitely fell in love with it. And after all these years, I did not manage to find any other powder formulas that would be as good as the powder formulas from Hourglass. So yes, now I'm going to show you, I'm going to unbox it. And back in the past, the palettes were in that kind of a beautiful plastic, very glossy, very nice. And as you can see, when we open in here, the diffused light, we liked each other and I used it all. It had 2 finishing powders, it has 1 highlighter, 2 blushes, and 1 bronzer. So this is the palette. Basically I love collecting makeup, and even sometimes when, or very often actually, when the makeup is expired, I still likes to keep the product. However you do, whatever you think about keeping expired products, it's your thing. This is how I do, and I would like to share it with you. I wonder. Anyway, the one that is newer, but it's not the newest, and I've never used it actually because, well, since I had these and there were more than enough, I decided I'm going to keep the latest one for some other period of time, and now I'm going to use it for this episode. And this is this palette, which is the Hourglass Ambient Lightning Edit The Universe. This is how the product looks like, and as I said, sometimes on Hourglass website you can see the return of these kind of palettes. And when I accessed website, I was actually very surprised that after all these years, this palette made a quick comeback to the website. Right now it's out of stock. Is it going to come back again? I don't know. You have to check it out. But even if you're not going to have this palette, do not despair, because I'm sure and certain that by the end of this year, another face palette from Hourglass is going to appear. So if you are curious about the very unique powder formulations from the Ambient Collection from Hourglass, by the end of the year, you're definitely going to have a chance. Good. I'm going to unbox it. And ta-da! It was a very unique, it was a huge change from the plastic into the metal. And then in this collection, this particular collection, things has changed because the finishing powder was larger, and then there was everything. What I loved about it was the finishing powder, the blushes, the bronzer, and the highlight in one, and I loved that. Although some people, they say, oh, it's a one product less. I personally love it because, as you can see from my oldest palette, the finishing powder I used as the first one, because I used it a lot. So then they decided to expand the finishing powder into this to have it larger. And I think this is a perfect layout, and this is how I personally love it. Good. I talk a lot. Anyway, we're going to apply these powders to my face, and I am going to cheat a little bit. We're going to use a brush from the Veil collection. So we have an Hourglass Veil powder brush. This is how the product looks like, and I have been using this brush for a little bit of a time, and I love this brush. Despite its super luxury price tag, I'm actually getting, guys, a two-sided brush, which means I'm getting two brushes in one. This one is a very precise, and this one is, you know, a little bit fluffier. So what I am actually going to do, I'm going to take this fluffier brush, and I'm going to take this finishing powder, and I'm very curious, and I'm going to try to apply it on my face, and we'll see the effect. And basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply this over here. Okay, there is something happening, a little bit subtle glow. Okay. Very nice. Okay. There is I don't know if camera can pick it up, you know. There is a very subtle change, a very subtle radiance. This is not a highlighter. This is a finishing powder that adds an effect to your skin, and I can see that effect on my skin very easily. Anyway, good. Okay, so what are we going to do now? I'm going to add a little bit of this blush right over here. I don't know the pigmentation of these palettes. Usually they're very nicely pigmented. I'm picking this up. I see something on my brush, and I'm going to apply it gently, so that I will not over apply it. You know, I am a very big fan of a beautiful natural makeup. So I'm trying to learn to have a light hand. But you know, every product you have to learn how to apply it, because some of them they're super pigmented and some of them they're not super pigmented. Every brand has a different pigmentation. So I like a control. It's better to add instead of over applying. Very nice. Very nice effect. Just a little tiny dip. One more. Good. As you can see, it pops. It definitely pops. Now, now I'm gonna, like, blend it a little bit with a finishing powder that I have left. Wonderful. Good. Right now, what I am going to do, I'm going to take just a random brush and take this that is supposed to be a highlighter, I believe. Strobe powder, supernatural strobe light. So yeah, this is a little bit of a highlighter, and I'm going to take the brush. We'll see. Okay, it gives me a very nice. Oh wow. Okay. Guys, I mean, wow. This is the thing. This is what I'm trying to tell you about the Hourglass formulations, powder formulations that I know since a long time. When you look in here, everything's seamless. And then when the light strikes in, there is that kind of a unique and beautiful glow. So once again, nothing, and then when the light strikes, there is that glow. This is a very unique and extraordinary formulations when it comes to the Hourglass. Good. I'm going to look for another brush. Maybe this one. It's clean. Should be clean. And I'm going to take a little bit of this bronzer and lightly, really very lightly, bronze my face. Just like so. A little bit more. I'm always very curious and very cautious because I do not want to over apply. I don't want to finish with a brown circle around my forehead. I don't like that. I'm not a very big fan of such thing. I like when everything blends seamlessly. Do we see? Yeah, we do see. It is appearing. The bronzer is definitely appearing on the perimeter of my forehead. And sometimes, to blend everything all together, what I like to do, actually, I like to take a brush and take the ambient diffuse light, do it like this, and blend everything all together. Because it's a finishing brush, so then it kind of blends all products all together, giving you a very unique finish. Okay guys, I think we are done. Allow me to take my bandana, do some finishing touches, and we're gonna come back with a first check-in. Alright you guys, so there you have it, a full makeup from Hourglass, the Ambient Collection. I mean, my oh my, does this soft focus doesn't blow my mind like up. Jokes aside, this is the Hourglass soft focus in its full glory, and it is a mind-blowing effect, and I love it. So guys, allow me to explain what am I talking about, but I hope that the camera can pick this up. It is an absolute soft focus, perfection. Whatever has to be covered is covered. Whatever has to be enhanced is enhanced. Whatever has to be radiant is radiant. And Yeah, I love it. By the way, guys, please excuse me, my camera is going crazy. I'm filming in a natural light without using any artificial lights in the studio, and my camera is going a little bit crazy right now. But this is the technical stuff. So yes, allow me to approach once again. And this is how the product from Hourglass looks like in the natural light, the whole ambient collection in the form of the ambient foundation and in the form of the super unique and extraordinary powder products that gives you blur, that gives you soft focus and a beautiful color. So yes, guys, that would be all when it comes to this first check-in. Right now, let's go outside and see how this makeup is going to look like in the natural light outside, because obviously in the studio things looks different in comparison with how it looks like outside. So yes, allow me now to take you on a little walk when we can see the Hourglass Ambient Collection in a full glory outside. So let's go and let's check this out. Here we go, the second check-in. Hello, gorgeous, beautiful stars. Paris Star Channel here welcomes you with this second check-in in the natural light. Although the natural light decided to be quite grumpy today. So yeah, this is what it is, and this is as much as we can get during this check-in, guys. So allow me to approach so that you can see how the makeup looks like from Hourglass, from the Ambient Collection in its full glory. And guys, there you have it. Of course, you can have your own judgment. I wonder, what do you think? What I think for this moment is that everything looks smooth, everything looks blurred. It's kind of like seeing this soft focus that only Hourglass can give in its full glory, and it's absolutely amazing. Everything blended all together gives me that type of effect, and I personally love it. The only thing that I do mind is the accentuated dryness, either that comes from the foundation or the powder formula. That was to be expected, but the other things, how it looks like and how it performs, it is lovely, guys. So yes, that would be all when it comes to this check-in in the natural light. So right now, let's go back to the studio and let's do the final check-in, the most important thing, the longevity check-in, and see how these products from the Ambient Collection, from the Hourglass, are going to look like after hours of wearing them. So yeah, let's go back to the studio for the final check-in. Hello, gorgeous, beautiful stars! Paris Star Channel here welcomes you with a final check-in because, guys, it is really late. It is really late. It is after 11 in the evening, which means that I have been wearing this makeup for solid 9, I think 10 hours even. So allow me to approach so that you can see it for yourself and have your own judgment. All what you can see in here is the ambient foundation mixed with the ambient powders, finishing powders, and then the highlighter, the blush, and the bronzer, and this is how it looks like. I think, well, allow me to get closer because this has to be shown in a close-up. This is how it looks like, the soft focus from Hourglass in its full glory. You can definitely see smoothing, you can definitely see blurring, everything is airbrushed and everything is perfected, and I love it. I guess the only thing that I do not like and enjoy is the accentuated dryness that either comes from the foundation or the powders, but this is something that is very common for me personally, that these powder formulas, despite the fact that they do magic on your skin, they come at some sort of a cost, which they dry my skin, and this is the result. So yes, but allow me to say everything one by one and summarize everything one by one. First would be the foundation. So guys, I'm over 40 years old, my skin is normal to dry, my skin has been prepared by extremely good moisturizers thanks to the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Elixir and Magic Cream, and I love it. I mean, I absolutely love it. I've seen that there are some people who loves this foundation and there are some people who don't enjoy this foundation. Me, from my perspective, as a person that has mature skin, normal to dry, I have nothing bad to say. All what I can say it is soft focus, perfection, airbrushing foundation. If you're going to layer it lightly, maximum one pump, you're going to have that effect to your skin, and I personally love it. It lasts for a very long time. How it is going to perform on oily skin, I don't know. I don't have that experience, but I've seen some of the reviews and the reviews were not that good. On my normal to dry mature skin, this is how it looks like, and I can't be mad how it looks like. So for me personally, based on my personal experience, Paris Star Channel gives a green light to the Ambient Soft Glow Foundation from Hourglass. I think it is a masterpiece when it comes to the soft focus airbrushing type of a product, and I love it. Good. When it comes to the ambient brush, Paris Star Channel gives a green light to this brush. It applies products very nicely, it blends, it doesn't leave any streaks. I love it personally and I enjoy it very much. So Paris Star Channel gives a green light to the ambient brush from Hourglass. When it comes to the another brush, which is the Veil brush from the Hourglass, a double-sided, Paris Star Channel gives a green light to this brush. You have two brushes in one, wonderful for finishing everything, for the finishing touches and blending everything all together, and a second side for being much more precise, and I love it. Good. When it comes to the ambient finishing powder in a shade of diffuse light, guys, it has been loved for me since a very long time. So there won't be any surprise if I'm going to tell you that Paris Star Channel gives a green light to the ambient lightening powder. It's a masterpiece. It's a fame that is known worldwide, and that fame is known for a reason, and I am not surprised. It is a gorgeous, perfecting finishing powder that gives you this type of a look. So I personally love it. When it comes to the special brush that has been designed for the ambient powders, this one with a pouch. Where's that pouch? There it is. With a pouch. I mean, it is luxurious. I think it is definitely fancy. But during the review, I've said it that first, when I have all the liquids put on my face and then it comes to powder, I like to press the powder. This is for sweeping. I do not prefer to sweep first because I'm afraid that I might lift any kind of a cream product that layers first. So I like to press. So that's why this brush, for me, I like it more because then I am pressing. Then eventually I can use such kind of a brush and sweep and finishing everything all together. But this product, Paris Star Channel gives a green light to this ambient brush, but do I need it? Is it necessary? Is it absolutely, the brush that I need to have in combination with the ambient powders? No. I think that the Veil brush is better because you have two brushes in one, and you can easily press the powder right over here or eventually sweep everything all over. This brush is nice, but for me, in my opinion, it's not necessary to combine it with the ambient powders. And then when it comes to the ambient powders face palettes, you can't go wrong with these ones. Absolutely, you can't go wrong with these ones. Every year they're launching a new one. There's a combination of everything what you need. A combination of the finishing powder, of the highlighter, of the bronzer, and of the blush. Everything in one beautiful palette that is perfecting, airbrushing, giving you a soft focus. It is beautiful and gives you that kind of an effect. So guys, there will not be any surprise if I'm going to tell you that Paris Star Channel gives a green light to the Hourglass Ambient face palettes. They're absolutely wonderful products. If you have ever been wondering what is the magic behind the powders from Hourglass, you can give it a try with a face palette, and then you're going to discover what is going on and why the Ambient Collection from Hourglass is so hyped and what kind of magic it does to your face and what kind of makeup you can achieve by using these products. So guys, I suppose when it comes to the second episode with the Hourglass Ambient Collection, it has been a very successful test. I have nothing really bad to say about the whole collection. Foundation and the powders and the tools, absolutely, they perform very well. So for me, Paris Star Channel gives a green light to the whole Hourglass Ambient Collection. Whew. So yeah, guys, that would be all when it comes to this episode, second from the trilogy. The next episode should be all about the Vanish collection, and we're gonna see what can we get from the Vanish collection. In the meantime, guys, this episode has come to an end. Thank you so very much for watching. Thank you so very much for tuning in and celebrating with me diversity. Because, guys, diversity makes us all different, gorgeous, and beautiful. Time to say goodbye, but see you soon in my next episodes. But as for now, kisses and cuddles. See you soon. Bye bye now.